Let's see here. A couple minutes early. Okay, can you hear me? I think you're on mute. I can't hear you. I think you're on mute. Here, let me type into the chat real quick. Hold on one second. Make sure you hit the space bar to unmute.
Can you hear me now? Hello?
Yeah, yes, I can hear you, but your camera shut off. Whatever you did before, just undo it.
Oh, okay.
Okay, now I can see you, but I can't hear you. Here, uh, hop off and try rejoining.
I'm sorry. Can you hear me now? Hello?
Oh yes, hey, there we go.
Okay. Sorry about that.
It's okay.
Um, Usually I have my assistant helping us out with this, but he's no longer with us. Let me just introduce myself. My name is Jason Suggs Diggs, and I am the chief staff officer for Senator Ben Cardin.
Hey, Jason, nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you too. So tell me a little bit about yourself.
Okay. Well, my name's Carl Ferris, and I'm from Cincinnati, Ohio, and I'm very interested in working in the senator's office.
Oh, Ohio, eh? What brings you to Washington?
Oh well, I'm very passionate about helping people, and when I found out that there was an opening in the constituent services position, I thought this would be the perfect fit. And I'm willing to provide any services to his constituents to ensure that the senator is successful in advancing social justice and racial equity.
Well, I certainly appreciate your honesty and your willingness to do anything to help the senator push this progressive start for him. The senator appreciates openness and honesty. The wider you open, the better you'll fit right in. Tell me, you just graduated from college. What have you been up since graduation?
Well, I spent the summer abroad in the Gaza Strip, and where I taught gender inclusivity at the local UN school. That's United Nations, in case you weren't aware. There, I learned the importance of teamwork, and even got to brush up on my plumbing skills. Something I actually was not expecting to have happen, because I worked with a group of volunteers to actually bring clean drinking water to the people of Gaza by trying to replace their old water pipes. However, by the time my trip wrapped up, they had yet to install the new pipes. And before I left, I talked to one of the community leaders that I worked with, and they told me that they were planning to end the Israeli blockade, sometime in the fall, and they really just get those clean water pipes installed.
Oh, well, wow. That sounds like a really rewarding experience. And, over here at Senator Garb's office, we actually appreciate experience in cleaning pipes. You'd be really surprised on how many pipes we have to clean throughout your tenure here.
Um, I mean, yeah, it was it was a really rewarding experience. I mean, at the UN school, I actually didn't expect to be working that many pipes. Well, really at all. But you know, back to my work at the school. I taught boys and girls of all ages how to read, how to write, and also how to properly clean a rocket-propelled grenade launcher. It was is that's another kind of pipe I wasn't really expecting to work with. But and you must be thinking to yourself, wow, they allow girls to go to school.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Because I was surprised that you actually said that there was like a all boys school, and all girls school. Because I honestly thought that there was only all boys schools in Gaza. Where they were actually helping with bonding, male bonding, boy bonding, and stuff. And what you will find here is that it's something that we really take seriously in Senator Garden's office, especially with the male bonding. Yeah.
Wait, am I interviewing for the constituent services position in Senator Ben Cardin's office?
Yes, you are. I'm simply just multitasking, getting ready for my next meeting.
Um. Uh. Okay.
Oh, so where did you hear about our position?
Ex. I heard about it on Craigslist. The listing said you were looking for an assistant manager.
Oh, yes, an ass man. Well, I think you'll fit perfectly right in on my staff. I'll pass your information around, and hopefully, I'll get to pass you around with our hiring manager as well, and get you in here servicing the senator's constituents in all positions, on all fours, especially by the new year. Thank you for your time, and Habibis, welcome to another Habibi Power Hour.
Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. So, welcome, Habibis. My name is Jay Kobbe.
And I'm Siraj Hashmi. Welcome to another episode of Habibi Power Hour. Wow, we really came back. Habibis, we're so back. We're so back right now.
We really are, and back with a vengeance. And I'm kind of stuck in this because it took me forever to get it on, and now I kind of can't take it off.
Can't get it off. All right, I guess we're just doing the entire show in that.
Wait, I could hold on. Let me go get a t-shirt on.
No, fine, do it.
Oh, I mean, all right.
Just do it.
All right, I'll be right back.
Okay, he'll be right back, Habibi. While he's going to put a shirt on, make sure you hit that like, that thumbs up, the follow, and join buttons to go ahead and support your Habibis up here. We're doing this out of the kindness of our hearts because, let's be honest, we really enjoy doing what we do. And sometimes we'll talk about serious stuff. Sometimes we'll talk about wacky shit. But all in all, we just hope to make you laugh and, forget about, all the crazy shit that's happening every day in this country. And also make you forget about the fact that we have one of our super supporters on here who built his brand off of guzzling mayo like his life depended on it. And Jay just arrived.
All right, I was able to get it off without breaking it, so hopefully they'll return it. But I don't know if sex shops have a return policy or not.
Well, they return. You'd be surprised. The Clorox really does do wonders.
You know what? This is absolutely fucking true. Clorox does do wonders.
It really does. So, man, I'm so glad we're finally back. Habibis, it's been too long. I know we did the last week, but this is like the first episode of Habibi Power Hour that we've done in like 2 months, Jay.
Yeah.
That's insane. That is absolutely insane.
It is. And you announced it on your, when we were doing it on the list stream, that the reason why you have been absent is because you are now
A Bubba. I am a Bubba now.
Baba. You are a Baba Bibi.
I'm a
You
Bubba.
are Baba Bibi.
That's right. I am now in a position where my children can disappoint me officially.
Oh, dude, I don't think it's your children who are going to be disappointed when
No,
when they actually can figure out what disappointment means. They're gonna.
I'm just trying to like envision in my head, like, let's say like 30 years from now, my children are old enough to ask me by that time, hey, Dad, like, how did you, what did you do when you were in your 30s? And then I'll be like, oh, I didn't do anything. Not a single thing. There's zero, nothing. I didn't do it. I didn't do anything.
Josh had coming in with the Habibi congratulation. Your children? Are you sure about that, Habibi?
I mean, it is some, sources are saying that.
But
I was expecting people to be like, congrats to Siraj, Emily, and the father of the baby.
now, a lot of more people were surprisingly respectful when they found out, because you did tell some of the Habibis about it beforehand. Josh and coming in saying Jay was in Florida about 11 months ago.
I mean, he knocked me up.
Right. I did.
No, we're very excited. Now that Jay's finally here, we can finally set up our in-person studio and our casting couch, right, Jay?
Yes, we're actually going to have a casting couch. You guys got a little preview in the blurriness of it, of everything, but everything's kind of like all mangled up with desks everywhere and monitors and stuff. But
God.
we're going to have things dialed in here, especially for the new year, which is going to be amazing. I think 2024, we're going to seriously talk about having Habibi Con and doing all of these different kind of things.
Yeah, we actually can get that done. If
right.
You really think about it. And also, by the way, Jay, we also have a special promo code before the end of the year. If you use the promo code Siraj takes it on the chest, you will have the opportunity to watch Jay wax my chest because I lost to him in fantasy football this year. And
yes, you did.
I lost despite making the playoffs and Jay not.
So I didn't make the playoffs, and the reason why I didn't make the playoffs is because Carl Ferris, the guy you were playing,
right?
Who
Carl Ferris
from
is
Ohio. Well, I know I don't want to give his last name actually away.
I'm saying he's imaginary. It's not real.
Carl Ferris? No, he is a real person. He's a Jew from Ohio. And he's the reason why I didn't make it in.
There you go again, blaming.
It's a fucking conspiracy. Because, I mean, explain this. The exact team I had for the game to get me in scored 85 points that time. And then the next week, when I had a bye week for the fucking congressional or the loser bracket, they scored 170 points. Explain this. Explain it to me.
Jay, it's fantasy football. There's not really much to explain. This is the folly of fantasy football.
Look, I'm going with Occam Razor, and the simplest explanation is that Carl is a Mossad double agent that infiltrated our Discord server for the sole purpose to fuck me over in fantasy football.
With that being said, make sure the promo code Siraj takes it on the chest. It gets you 3 months off of annual subscription. So instead of paying $50 for a whole year, which you normally would do for 12 months, you actually get 2 months off from just paying $50. And you get an extra month off. So it's like you're getting 3 months off. So go check that out. And we have on that locals community, you will be able to watch Jay take wax to my chest. And what are you going to be putting on my chest, Jay?
I'm going to be putting a big letter J on your chest.
Is it going to be negative space? Like it's going to be negative, like the bare skin is going to come out a J, or is it going to be hair, like a hair J?
No, a hair J, because I have to take out more hair to make the hair J than I do to make just the J without hair.
Dan from last night says, I just love the fact that I started watching this podcast, like 4 years ago. And I've been giving you advice on how to make a studio for 4 years, and only now you're actually doing it. It's because Jay wasn't here in person, okay? Now he's here. We're going to wait another 4 years.
It's fucking hilarious that Dan thinks that we listen to him. Look, your own mom doesn't even listen to you. We sit and talk about it all the fucking time together. Every Saturday night, Dan. We sit and talk about how we do not listen to you.
Anyways, football is all the rage right now as we get to, we were in the second round of the fantasy football playoffs.
Yes.
But before we get into like some serious like stuff, I really want to talk about retired running back, NFL running back, Rashard Mendenhall. You saw this guy?
Yes, I did.
Okay. You got the tweets to pull up, because my internet sucks ass, but actually we're both relying on my internet. It just so happens that I'm doing it from a different location and you're doing it from my fucking house.
This is true. So this is the tweet. This is the tweet in question. So Rashard Mendenhall, who he was a running back for the
Pittsburgh
Steelers
and the Arizona Cardinals.
And he was like very mid, wasn't he? And isn't his claim to fame a fumble? Like that's what he's famous for. Not his stats, not his like gameplay, it's a fumble in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, his fumble gave Aaron Rodgers a ring.
That is absolutely fucking hilarious. So I'm sick of average white guys commenting on football. Y'all not even good at football. Can we please replace the Pro Bowl with an all black and all versus all white bowl so these cats can stop trying to teach me who's good at football? I'm better than your GOAT. And he's talking about Tom Brady when he's saying he's better than the GOAT.
I have 2 words for Rashard Mendenhall. 7 rings.
Yeah.
5 MVPs?
5 MVPs, 7 rings.
And then 3 NFL MVPs, regular season MVPs. That's Rashard. Shut the fuck up. By the way, Rashard also tweeted this 12 years ago. Jay, do you have that tweet pulled up? Oh, did he actually try justifying the tweet itself?
Yeah, he did.
What did he do?
So this
I actually
one.
didn't see that one.
So simply tired of being berated by people who aren't experts in the game. Independent game.
Indian game. It is talking about Indian game, sir.
People ask about me. People ask about we just pretend like I'm the only athlete tired of fans talking trash. You upset over a single tweet. What about us? Like me or not? I'm a great in football, just not at tweets. This proves my point. You can't speak on ball alone. Yeah, nobody's here asking Rashard the questions on what is a good football player and what is not. The guy, you know what this really is? He's trying to wiggle his way into a network deal to try and start talking about football. He's seeing like Rashard, what's his name? The guy with the dreads, Sherman. Richard Sherman get on and start doing it. He's seen all these people doing podcasts that are going up really great, and
Richard Sherman isn't brain dead like Rashard Mendenhall is.
Exactly. Nobody's tapping this guy on the shoulder and asking for his opinions on any of this shit.
So he talks about So I went ahead and responded, what side is drafting Osama bin Laden in response to the all white versus all black, Pro Bowl that he talks about. He tweeted out, "What kind of person celebrates death? It's amazing how people can hate a man they have never even heard speak. We've only heard one side." God, thank you, Richard, for sending your love to our uncle. We really appreciate it. In fact, Richard, let's take you out for some couscous.
Yes, so for some couscous, so you can moszubi. So one thing that I feel very offended by is that he's not asking us to also do the greatest of our people of all time as well. To the different positions.
There's no like all pro terrorist list. Like Jay, we were talking about this like earlier today. We had some, actually, no, let's pull up that thread because there's some positions that make sense for our uncles, right?
Yes.
So
it makes a lot of sense for us to be able to to put them into different places. And
so I try to say actually, Jay, that the ISIS Beatles make up the defensive line because it's 4 of them, right? 4 of them, but yeah. You tell me, and typically they're usually in the defensive line in the pass rush, in the trenches. It's usually a 4-man front. But you're telling me, you told me, Jay, that it's only just one platoon because it's all offense, no defense, right?
Exactly right. Because the one thing that we're going to understand when we put these people together, and we absolutely 100% going to have Osama bin Laden as the play caller. This has been solidified even by the people over in at the Bills.
At the Buffalo Bills, that's right. In fact, he's probably the current play caller for them right now, because
I wouldn't be surprised.
Actually, was never. He's still among us, and he's in Buffalo, New York.
That's where he actually is. And there's going to be like only one play call. Get out there and detonate.
Absolutely. So here's what I thought. I thought Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi would make a great quarterback because he has great pocket presence in the sense that he knows how to bob and weave in the pocket from an onslaught of German shepherds, really until the vest detonates.
Right. And I was thinking, we could play a little bit of defense. I was thinking we can have Anwar Nasser Abdullah. He can be like a corner because he really is great at catching missile drones.
Oh, you mean Anwar al-Awlaki?
Yes.
That's right. Yeah. He's good at catching those drones. I'm trying to think of who else would be on that list. That would be
we would need Ahmed Clockboy. He would be the water boy. Absolutely.
But we don't have a full 11-member squad there. We need some. Unfortunately, terrorists don't have a whole lot of size, right? They're
right.
Big frames, so it's difficult to fill out an offensive line.
Well, really. they're very nimble and stuff, and honestly, they can carry a lot of weight because being strapped with C4 isn't light. You're strapping yourself with like 15 pounds of C4, walking it through places. I mean, they got some upper body strength. I think it would be a really good matchup. We go in, we detonate the offensive line, and then we'll have hold on, I have him as running back.
Dan from last night says Shoe Bomber lead running back. Actually, that makes a lot of sense.
Yes, and then the Boston Bombers as well. The Boston Bombers would be out on the wings because they ran away from the police for quite a while.
They're definitely part of the receiving corps. I'd say the older brother was definitely more of a tight end. And I'd say that the younger brother, the one who ended up getting life in prison, he's more of a slot receiver.
Yes, and then we also have the underwear bomber too. So there's a lot of options. We got a lot of options in different positions.
We could fill out the whole squad.
And the one thing honestly, we could have al-Baghdadi as the center, offensive center line. Instead, he's a bulky guy. He's a pretty big guy, and all he has to do is chuck it back to the running back, the shoe bomber, as he detonates the defensive line. and then we'll just have a clear cut path on the right center side to score a touchdown.
He's
That's
talking
it.
about
And that's game.
It's a wildcat halfback dive.
There you go. So in all honesty, it doesn't matter if it's black or white. Terrorists will win.
It's true. And even if we lose, we still win.
Exactly. And I have it in my head, the Counter-Strike, the original Counter-Strike terrorists win. That was every time that happened, that it made me a little giddy inside.
It made you cream your jeans a little bit.
Just a bit.
Well, you know who's also creaming their jeans right now, Jay?
Libs.
The libs. You fucking guessed right. And the reason for that is because the Supreme Court in Colorado ruled today that Donald Trump is actually he's removed from the ballot in the 2024 presidential election. And they did it. So here from Yashar. So it said the Colorado Supreme Court has ruled that Trump is not qualified to hold office and has removed him from the 2024 ballot. The ruling is stayed until January 4th, pending appeal. And it says, quote, in the ruling, a majority of the court holds that President Trump is disqualified from holding the office of president under Section 3 of the 14th Amendment to the United States Constitution. Because he is disqualified, it would be a wrongful act under the election code for the Colorado Secretary of State to list him as a candidate on the presidential primary ballot. And I think one of the words they used in there was insurrection clause, Jay?
Yeah, it was the 14th Amendment that they said that they were using. And this is basically the ruling. So in this appeal from district court proceedings under the Colorado Election Code, the Supreme Court considers whether former President Donald J. Trump may appear on the Colorado Republican presidential primary ballot in 2024. A majority of the court holds that President Trump is disqualified from holding the office of president under Section 3 of the 14th Amendment to the United States Constitution. Because he's disqualified, it would be wrongful act, blah, 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 blah.
So basically, and this tweet from Terry Van Loos says the people who fear Trump being a fascist become fascists to defeat him. It is pretty wild that, and I think we were having that conversation earlier, that they specifically used the term insurrection. They labeled January 6th as an insurrection so they could use that as a pretext to disqualify him from running for re-election in 2024. Isn't it kind of crazy how they just continue to project and basically assign these labels to their political opponents? At this point, like, it's no longer just about, differences of opinion and philosophy. It really starts to feel like there's not just a personal vendetta, but they just view their opponents as just straight up evil.
Well, it's not just that. It's the narrative that they push in order to get people on their side. So when they destroy the norms, or when they're doing things that are pretty much out of the ordinary to defeat their opponents, nobody will be up in uproars about it. These are the exact things that we were told for the 4 years that Trump would try to do in order to stay president for the rest of his life.
Right.
We were told over and over again that he's going to be a dictator for life. And the thing that I always think about, that I go back to over and over again, is Sam Harris. So for people who don't know, Sam Harris is an intellectual atheist who likes to go on to different kind of podcasts, either to debate subjects or talk about certain things in humanity, religion, and so on. So he went on to talk about all of these issues that were coming out about Hunter Biden, about the corruption and everything that was going on. And he basically was saying that none of that matters. We don't have to follow the norms because Donald Trump is a bigger threat.
Who said this?
That's Sam Harris. So this is I'm paraphrasing.
I remember that.
I'm paraphrasing
the Trigonometry podcast, I think.
Yes, Trigonometry podcast. That's where he said it on. And it was they were like really taken back about like what it is that he was saying and what it was that he was insinuating is that as long as you believe that that side is, you know, completely wrong and dangerous, then you can do whatever you want to stop them, no matter what the people want,
Right.
because you know better. And
So
basically, this is what we hear over and over again from Democrats and also from people in the media.
it's so Master Thief on Local says this was a stupid decision for all kinds of reasons. This now has to go to the U.S. Supreme Court since the Colorado Supreme Court was relying on the U.S. Constitution. And since Larange, was not removed by impeachment nor criminally convicted of anything yet, the decision was basically on vibes. And the U.S. Supreme Court deals with reasons, not vibes. And
very true.
It's fascinating that they handed out this decision because, again, it's not like this is the thing. It's almost like every single time the libs do something, they're just providing his supporters sort of a jolt of energy and enthusiasm, and they basically just reaffirm their support for Trump. Like, there's tons of things that Trump has done that probably would sabotage him among his base, but it hasn't really hurt him as much as I think many people thought it would. Like, say, for example, him pushing the vaccine after he left office. And in my view, that's one of the things where people who are very, like, you know, super supportive of Trump, they're really really like firmly part of his base, they really don't like that component. And I think they actually put up some blinders to try to like forget that he ever said anything or push the vax. But in spite of that, like every time the libs go after him for something like this, again, you have the four indictments now, Jay? It's
Yes.
four indictments. Now they're disqualifying him from running on the state ballot in Colorado. Sure, there are probably going to be more states that try to do it, but I think that Colorado wanted to be the first one to do it so that, A, they could see if the Supreme Court would actually come in and rule on it. I think they will, because obviously I think they're appealing it. Are they not?
Yeah. No, they are. They're absolutely going to appeal this, and it's going to go to the Supreme Court. And like Master Thief was saying on Locals, because they use the U.S. Constitution, that's where they're going to be involved. But I mean, it depends on when they take it up as well. When they put the priority.
Well, they could rule on it pretty much any time, right? I mean, it'd be one of those, if they're coming up for cases that they're going to hear over the next like 6 to 8 months, they'll come up with a ruling in like June, well before the presidential election.
Yes.
So I this is probably going to backfire greatly on the libs, and I don't know why they keep chasing these like short highs to say that basically have the Constitution smack them down in the future. Like, this isn't going to hold up. So
it's not. It's and like what they're saying, this is all based on the feels and all that kind of stuff, because he wasn't convicted of anything.
Right.
Donald Trump wasn't convicted. There's no ruling on any of that kind of stuff. So these people are coming up with nothing, with no trial that happened. They came up with a ruling that nothing was proceeded in front of them, and it was a complete farce and a complete fucking embarrassment to what a Supreme Court is and what it's supposed to do.
Yeah. Well,
this is what happened. It is, and honestly, like when people say elections have consequences, this is exactly what we mean. We mean that there's going to be a lot of the institutions that are going to be filled with these commie, piece of shit, anti-American garbage people. Time and time again, we see it with our border and what's happening with our border. We saw it for decades on what's happening with our schools and universities. I mean, it took it took them calling for the genocide of Jews on campus for people to actually start taking notice on what the fuck is going on in universities.
It's
And this is
actually
going to be decades of reversal that needs to happen. But the first thing that needs to happen is that we need to win and take over and make sure that we actually abolish and change these institutions, because it's been a methodical takeover for decades that they've been planning to do this over and over again, from flooding the border year on year, from installing these ideological complete garbage enemies of the people into courtrooms, and then also poisoning future generations in academia.
Mm-hmm.
It's all by design.
It's all by design. You guessed right. You mentioned the border. The border is that it's possibly the crisis is probably the worst it's been in quite some time, and I don't know if we have any of accompanying footage to go.
Of course not. I mean, I just do the research and put it on, and it gets completely ignored from Ben. Absolutely,
well,
of course.
Yeah, Ben just likes to fuck shit up. It is actually insane how bad he is as a producer. It's like it makes us wish we had the Jew back, you know?
I know, but he's overseas, of course. I mean, he said he's going there for
we all know
for studies and shit, but we all know.
We all know.
Unfortunately, he doesn't know how to shoot an AK-47, but we'll see what happens.
No.
But so these are two fantastic reporters, Julio Roses and his cousin Jorge Venture.
Jay, do you just assume anyone who has the?
I stopped after I saw media. I was like, that's not his last name.
Media. That's quite a last name.
No, right? I'm sorry. So it's Julio Roses and Jorge Roses. So Jorge tweets out a video, and he's been at the border since like fucking for 4 years. Mainly to meet his cousins and also to report on the illegal crisis.
Yeah, we all know that Julio and Jorge are just there as like Walmart and Costco greeters. Like, welcome to America.
Here's a tour guide.
Here's your driver's license and social security card. Now get the fuck out of here.
You can use this to vote. So happening now, 3,000 migrants awaiting to be processed in Eagle Pass, with thousands more on the way. Situation is only getting worse here in Eagle Pass, as the flow of migrants isn't slowing at all. And you can clearly see officials overwhelmed, simply don't have the resources to stem the flow. And they don't.
It's just so bad. I mean, think of like all the human toll that this has. You're having more and more people dying as a result of all of these illegal border crossings, and there's people who are dying unnecessarily. They're drowning in the Rio Grande. They're dying of dehydration. They're raped, beaten up, robbed, murdered by the cartels. It's absolutely insane. And no one wants to talk about it because they think everyone who does is just a right-wing extremist and a white nationalist, and they don't want brown people coming into the country. We realize, though, that it's not just like South Americans and Central Americans and Mexicans who are coming into this country. Like, they have interviewed foreign nationals from overseas, like out in the Middle East and Asia and Africa, coming to the United States through the southern border because they know they can get away with it.
Yeah. And it's the easiest point of entry as well, like terrorists, sleeper cells, like whatever it is that what language you want to use on them. This is the easiest thing for them to be able to do, to get in here, get established, have more people come in and make sure that they have their gear ready once they enter the country. This is a complete meltdown on national security, and people in Washington.
And every single like front of keeping a country secure, like everybody wants to be safe, right? There's not a single person that wants to be in danger, right? There's not a
Of
single,
course.
name me one person who was like, yeah, I want to live in danger.
Jason sucks digs.
Okay, that's one person. All right. You get that one. Okay, Jay? Just one. Get that one.
Anyone trying to whistle blow on Hillary Clinton?
Anyone trying to blow Hillary Clinton?
Right. No, but this is all part like what we were saying during the court as well, being completely destroyed. This is another way to completely destroy the country.
It's all about
as well. They're trying to dilute national identity, and they do that by brainwashing kids to hate the country. Mm-hmm. By and large, every fucking poll you take, when you ask kids between the age of 18 to 24 about nationalism, about having pride in your country, about the allies, about any of these things, they fucking hate the country they live in, and they hate.
I've never seen anything like that.
Yeah, it's wild.
Imagine hating where you live. Like, most people who hate where they live find a way to not live in the place that they are. Yet you have tons of people who say they hate this country, and instead of trying to actually do anything that would make the country better, they're actively doing everything to try to fucking destroy it.
Yes. And time and time again, like, especially, I mean, the Israeli Hamas war has to be a complete eye opener to a lot of people, because the same language that they use into justifying Hamas doing what they did on October 7th, they will not hesitate to use that same language when somebody like a Jorge goes into your home and rapes your kids and kills them and kills your wife and kid and everything in the name of decolonization. They will justify it. You can go and ask it. This is how fucking diluted they are and stupid. You can go and ask them. Go ask a white lib or an Asian lib on campus if an indigenous person goes in and kills them and takes over their home to take back their land, if it's justified or not.
Oh, 9 times out of 10,
you'll find out
it's justified.
Especially Korean Asian women named Taylor who live.
I know you mentioned that Jorge would be going in and like raping and killing someone's wife and kids, but we don't mean this Jorge that was currently pulled up on our screen. Jorge Ventura Media.
No, not this Jorge. Sorry. I mean, I should have just said George. I apologize.
You should have said George, because that's more believable.
Yes, I apologize for that, Jorge. But Jorge, Julio, I don't know where they're from. Oh,
where could they be from? Actually, we've had Julio on the show before. We should probably get him back, although he's getting like too big and important for us. He's probably sitting at the cool kids table.
But yeah, but he's still shorter than I am. So we can at least he can actually come in and he was a Marine as well. So he
contends that he's still a Marine, but I just call him a soldier, and that just pisses him off, and it makes me laugh.
Well, but I hear like the Marine Corps is like the gay part of the military. So I mean, it fits.
Well, yeah, because it's a sub branch of the Navy, and the Navy is the gayest branch of the military. So it makes sense that Marines are also gay.
I mean, you're on a boat with just men for fucking days, bunking up and down. They don't just bunk. They cuddle. They cuddle in those boats.
There's more than just seamen on those boats.
Oh man, imagine taking a black light through the fucking halls of a submarine.
It's like an episode of Room Raiders. Oh my god. All right, so our cold open that we did earlier, if you have no idea what we were talking about, and I love how we waited this long to talk about it. It's honestly, Jay, it is a gift sent from Allah himself.
Right. Especially
It is.
for us to be able to report on this.
Dude, should we show it? Do you want to show it? I'm scared. I'm
I
scared to
mean,
look.
I don't know. I mean, Rumble is open to everything with free speech and all that kind of stuff, but there's
Fuck it,
still
I'm showing it.
decent human. Oh my god.
So here's this dude by the name of Aiden. I don't know what his last name is, some hyphenated shit.
Sucks dicks.
Aiden sucks dicks. Son of Jason sucks dicks. Democrat Senate staffer who shot gay porn tape in the Capitol was fired from Ben Cardin's office. Now, I don't know if anyone has. A lot of people dug up stuff on this guy, and man, I can't imagine being that gay and that horny all the time. I mean, I can't imagine being that gay, but horny, no, couldn't be.
Oh man, the guy is absolutely like messed up in the mind. Like he is a complete fucking insane. I mean, it's in our what's it called in our in our group chat. This because what's it called? Our group chat together is Yashar likes to say that I would be a complete slut if I was ever gay, and I think this is what I would be if I was gay in terms of complete slut, because of the shit that he posts is fucking insane. And you know what I'm talking about, especially with the fucking things I post and talk to you guys about and shit. But yeah, I mean, it is absolutely fucking nuts. He posts shit on his Instagram where he's sitting down and they're having a meeting, and he sits down and takes a selfie, and the caption states like, I know I'm supposed to be listening to this meeting, but all I can think about is, the senator's fat fingers and how fat his dick must be. Like, why are you like, holy shit type stuff that you're posting on your fucking social media while you're at work?
So
and the biggest thing is that he did this porn tape in the Senate hearing room.
Yeah, it was in the Senate Judiciary Committee hearing room where I think it was in the whatever like Instagram or Snapchat story. It said that was like the place where one of the they go and confirm Senate's Supreme Court justices. And it's a place where like they had, I think, like the Christine Blasey Ford hearing, and then all of a sudden, boom, like the last line is, and also Aiden took like a giant German sausage. Kevin somewhere on local says Aiden has a Polish name. Aiden takes Pole.
And Ken over on Rumble, he says it's actually rumored that it's Amy Klobuchar's seat.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's the best part of the story.
That is an absolute fucking banger of a rumor, which is funny because your mom looks just like her.
Yeah, I know. It's
do you share that kind of story with her?
Did I tell my mom about the Amy Klobuchar story, how she and her look alike, or this particular story?
This particular story.
No, I didn't. And the reason why I will never share another story with my mom is because Flapper, and I don't want to blow up his spot, but Flapper posted a story, like a Photoshop of me doing some shit. And it was really gay. I think it was actually me and Jen Rubin. It was something along the lines of like, loving trans women doesn't make me gay. And then the quote was like, they make excellent lovers. And I shared that on my Instagram stories, which then automatically shared to my Facebook stories. And my mom doesn't have access to see my Instagram stories because I removed the access for her. But she saw it on Facebook because of course she did. And she's like, Siraj, please stop posting this embarrassing shit. Oh, that's right. It was the Daily Siraj, not Flapper. I'm sorry. I get the two confused all the time. But the Daily Siraj.
So the reason why this was created is because a bunch of followers love to Photoshop Siraj onto New York Post, and it's almost exclusively New York Post's wild stories. So they decided to make the Daily Siraj instead. And some of them come up like pervert admits to repeatedly having sex with pony over numerous nights. Straight men are sharing their same-sex hookup experiences, and it's so wild and fascinating. Oh, where does he get these fucking things, man? The things we fucking post is insane. And people send, so you can send him DMs, you can do that, and he'll go ahead and Photoshop them as well. I will stop by an airport security over a surprise gift my grandma told me not to open. Oh, these are so wild. Sources say we're proud swingers. Why only have sex with one person forever?
Merry Christmas.
It's so wild. So make sure to follow the Daily Siraj on X, Habibis.
So
this was Senator Cardin's response. Yes.
To figure out, what went on here, any hiring practices.
These are personnel issues that I won't talk about publicly as to how we handle personnel.
Did your office booked the room at the time?
I don't know the details.
Yeah, how did he get in there?
I don't know the details.
What was this stuff like?
How did he get in there?
My knowledge of this was over the weekend when I learned about it. Made sure that he was separated, so he left the Senate employment, and that.
Excuse me, Senator. Does your staffer how does your staffer suck?
Any unusual behavior while he was working in the office?
Would not be the right.
Yeah, he came in filled with cum on his face and a fucking dildo up his ass. The fuck, man! Oh my god! Did he?
Senator Cardin, can you tell me? Are you a sub?
Senator Cardin, how many times have you whacked off to his Snapchat stories?
Oh my god, Senator Cardin, how is his? Did he ever tell you how your fingers taste?
Senator Cardin, do you take Viagra or use a strap-on?
Senator Cardin, do you beat him up after?
Senator Cardin, do you eat his ass for lube or use no lube?
Oh my god, we can go on for days for that. Maybe.
So after all of these things that have come up, that have been posted and have been leaked over this guy's social media, the NBC News comes out with this fucking banger saying Senator Ben Cardin's office has parted ways with the staffer who conservative news outlets alleged was shown in a leaked video having sex in a Senate hearing room. Alleged by conservative news outlets was shown in leaked videos. So there's leaked videos that he posted that he said it was him, that he also admitted was him. So why are we saying conservative news outlets alleged was shown?
Because we talked about how this could have been a troll to just get us to watch gay porn, which, of course, touche. You got us, okay?
I know. I watched it over 45 times because I wanted to really examine. The sickness in the the sickness of the libs, like how these beta males act.
It's one of those things where I think to myself, anyone who doesn't watch this on repeat clearly doesn't care about their democracy. Because
exactly right.
You got to watch it and you just got to be like so angry. Like just like you want to just grip something and just start pulling it, right? And then like gripping and pulling it again until you got to keep gripping and pulling it.
Right, until
you get a nice surprise. That's all I'm
Right.
saying.
But this is also something that's really like it hits home for people who don't know. Stephen Miller, Red Steez, he comes.
Counts.
He talks about this all the fucking time. How left-wing news organizations, especially the MSN, will ignore a story that has been produced by the Daily Caller, or ignore a story that was produced by the Daily Mail and stuff. It doesn't matter if it's true, doesn't matter if it's not, especially if it goes against a lot of left-wing powerful people.
Mhm.
So they will ignore it and ignore it and ignore it. And then when they finally pick it up, they will claim like it's a wild conservative story. It's a wild conservative are alleging like it's a wild conservative right-wing conspiracy. Like they do this on purpose over and over again to do it. And we saw how they did it with Fauci and how they did it with the COVID vaccine, how they did it with COVID. That was one of the biggest and most important important ways to see how the media operates with these certain stories. And honestly, that was one thing that really radicalized me when it happened.
It's actually pretty insane how much the media has a role, or how much of a contributing factor they are, and probably say significant factor in terms of radicalizing the general public, because trust in media is at an all-time low, and journalists and reporters have so little self-awareness that they actually can't acknowledge that they are the problem, right? Like they think it's all this, this is like the prime. Okay, this is the what is it? It is the prime signal of being a narcissist, is that you don't take responsibility for any of your own actions. You just blame everyone else, and that's what they've been doing. The Ben Collinses of the world, the Brandy Zadrozny's of the world, the Philip Bumps, and the Jen. Well, no, we can't. I will never besmirch our queen, Jen Rubin. She is a goddess, walking among us. Nothing. She can do no wrong. But the Max Boots of the world, the Jim Acostas, the Chris Hayes / Rachel Maddows, who really are just, Chris Hayes and Rachel Maddow are the same person. Just, take your pick, innie or outie. But for the most part, like they can't accept the fact that they are the reason why trust in journalism, trust in media, trust in the news is at an all-time low. And I don't even have to make the case that they're doing a bad job. Just look at this shit. Look at this tweet. This is the prime example of a fucking narcissist. We live in a very self-absorbed, very narcissistic society. And the fact that they blame conservative news outlets over a staffer being outed for having gay sex in the Senate Judiciary Committee hearing room, they're basically making the argument that this would not have been an issue if a conservative news media outlet didn't report it. Therefore, it's a conservative news media outlet's fault.
Exactly right. No, it's exactly how it is. I mean, that's how they were doing the play-by-play with calling anyone who questioned COVID policies as a crazy conspiracy theorist, and then they'll call any reporting on it crazy conspiracy theory. And it's just time and time again. And then they would be completely thinking or reporting on the Russia collusion story as it was matter of fact.
Right.
And that turned out to be a complete wild story.
Any like salacious or wild story about Donald Trump when he was president, before or after, it was taken at face value, and there was no questioning of it. And any questioning of it was an attack on our democracy. It was an attack on the free press. It was an attack against truth. And, another word about truth. Claudine Gay, the president of Harvard, I don't think she should be fired because she lacks the qualifications to be a university president. I think she should be fired for constantly saying my truth. There's no such fucking thing as my truth. There is just the truth.
Right.
And I hate that fucking word. That the way
I
that
know, I hate it as well.
my truth is meaningless. My truth is basically saying, it's vibes.
You know how this all started?
What?
First, we allowed women to vote. Then we freed the slaves.
Wait, hold on.
Then hold on. I'm not done. Hold on. Let me put this in chronological order. So we allowed women to vote. Then we freed we freed the slaves. We allowed women to vote. And then in the late 1990s, Oprah became a thing. And Oprah coined the term "my truth."
She did coin it.
So abolishing slavery really was a detriment to the United States.
Watch Media Matters basically take that clip, cut it, and be like, Jason sucks dick, quoted here. As slavery was end of slavery was bad.
I'll just quote tweet that and just be like, damn right.
So actually, I'm glad that you did bring up interest. Oh, God damn! I got us out of the rundown. I just had it up here. Speaking of the blind spot that people have, the blind spot that people are going to have, the media has for this federal judge in New York who's ordered the vast unsealing of court documents in early 2024 is going to make the names of scores of Jeffrey Epstein's associates public. And
fuck yes.
I don't know what that's going to do, what type of chaos is going to have on our society. It's probably going to be wide and sweeping, but heads are going to roll, Jay.
Yeah, they really, and they should. No matter the names, like this is what people need to put in their heads. They need to understand this. And I know it's going to be very hard for some people, especially like diehard Trumpers, let's say. But let's say it comes out that, Trump did more than just fucking ride a plane ride with him. Do we think that they're going to honestly allow themselves to think of it in the same, put him in the same conspiracy theory, even though Trump for years has been in the same circles as these people?
Yeah,
like, this is like this. I mean, if DeSantis's name was on this, if fucking Hillary, the Clintons' names were on this, like all of these people's names were on this, there wouldn't be a second doubt whatsoever. And I'm just saying, like, the importance of not doubting what's going to be coming out, and if they can like really completely 100% know that they got the people that were a part of these sex rings, and not only a part of the sex rings, but also, participated in it or paid for it or anything like that as well. They need the wood chipper 100%.
100%, essentially. With this Epstein client list, or I'm sorry, associates list, I can already guess a few names: Bill Gates, Chris Tucker, Bill Clinton. I don't even know if Donald Trump will be on there. We have video evidence of him like hanging out at a party with Epstein. I don't know if he actually took Lolita Express at all.
Did you say Tucker Carlson?
No, it's a Trump.
No. Who were the names you were saying?
Oh, I said Chris Tucker.
Yeah.
Chris
Tucker.
Chris Tucker. Yeah, Chris Tucker. Sorry. What's it called?
Bill Gates.
Bill Gates. Bill Clinton. You probably have Prince Andrew on there, the royal family. And then I'm interested to see if Trump's actually on that associates list. Because if he is, then they're going to talk about the story. But if he isn't, they're going to swipe that shit underneath the rug.
Yeah, it's going to be a very important thing to start seeing if they start releasing, lists that were on this, because I think it's going to be, he said it's going to be public. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, it would really show their hand, and it would show like how despicable they are if they don't release the names. Because we can release it, we can release the names. We're going to be able to see them ourselves. But these national medias, they need to be able to. They need to do it.
Yeah. No. I mean, it's
Josh and Biden's brother, of course.
Yeah. Wait. Oh, Biden's brother and probably Hunter.
Oh, Hunter would 110%. He probably went to the island.
If you think about it, Hunter Biden kind of looks like a younger Jeffrey Epstein.
You know who Jeffrey Epstein always looked like to me? You know the Quantum Leap?
Oh, yeah. Now you're talking about the guy who like looked in the mirror and he's like, I'm retarded. That guy? Yep.
That was absolutely fucking hilarious.
Yep.
But that guy.
Is.
Yeah,
they
Sam, no.
Scott
Bukaka.
Scott Bukaki.
Bukaka.
No,
But yeah, you can see it, they kind of look alike.
I could see it. It sucks for James. That sucks for Scott Bukaki though.
Right.
Quite a
and
bit.
Everybody search Scott does Bukaki.
We got a couple of what's it called? We got a few videos here, Jay. Here. I think we have, let me send it in the private chat here from some of the Habibis, because we covered a good chunk of stories here tonight. The nice thing is, Jay, is we're back on Thursday night for another episode of the Habibi Power Hour. So whatever we can't get to tonight, we can get on Thursday before Christmas.
Yeah. And there's going to be a lot of shit that's going to come out. So I don't know why it's not loading properly.
Is it not loading? Is it because my internet's shit, or is it because your internet is shit, which is also my internet?
It's probably because of my internet.
So it's really my internet. What is this I'm looking at, Jay? Oh my God. New York Post tweets out, I was angry. Senator Ben Cardin says staffer who filmed gay sex breached his trust.
I mean, they're too quick with the fucking New York Post shit.
I know.
They're too quick with it.
Jay, just imagine if the roles were reversed. Aren't you glad that I didn't do that? Me, the new father.
Right. You, the new father, especially because of how, you were just talking about how you wanted to make your, how you wanted to be proud of your kids. And I'm like, that's not going to be a problem. That's not going to be a problem at all.
It's really not going to be a problem.
I mean, she farts and you're like, oh my God. Oh, that's my baby.
I'm so proud.
So
actually, no joke, Jay. I am actually very proud of her when she poops. I'm like, oh, that's my girl getting it out.
I know. And I don't think there's going to be anything. She's going to end up eating rocks and sand. You'd be like, just look at her go. Get that nutrition.
God, she's going to be a genius.
She's gonna be
literal dirt.
Oh God!
Baby.
But it honestly just skips a generation and stuff. So it's like, your sister is a doctor, right? Your other sister, and then it was a sister doctor than you, right?
So older brother's gonna be an attorney.
Wait, I always forget that Riza is your older brother because how short he is. Tell him that. Tell him I said that. Let him know it was me.
Jay, he'll be more honored that you mispronounced his name from Ruzzy to Rizza, because Rizza is the name of a Wu-Tang Clan member from the 90s hip hop group.
Oh, is that the only thing you guys have in common?
What?
That you listen to 90s hip hop?
Yeah, that pretty much is the only thing we have in common. That and playing lots of video games, but still.
I know. I mean, it's not like you have parents in common because you were adopted, obviously, because he's a lawyer. Obviously. Your sister is a doctor, and your other sister is
a fashion designer, and then my younger sister's My younger sister's a doctor. So attorney, doctor, fashion designer.
And then attorney, doctor, fashion designer.
And then there's me.
And then I like how you said it in that order, because that's like how proud your parents are. So your parents are more proud of the lawyer, then the doctor, then the fashion designer, and then you.
No, I think it skips a generation. They're definitely more proud of the grandkids now.
But yeah, this isn't coming out.
Which I get.
This is.
It's not coming out. Maybe we should hold on to it for Thursday.
Yeah, we'll do that. But we do have a couple of videos that were sent by Bart for us to what's it called, go over. So hold on one second. Let me get these up real quick. Just a couple of videos. Perfect. Yes.
Maybe one of these days they'll actually play. Inshallah. We actually should get a guest on for our show before Christmas, but I can imagine that a lot of people are going to be busy. So if the Habibis want to come hang, we could always do a watch party of what's it called? Bart's one of his documentaries. Sky's the limit. Now that Jay's here and now that we're back, sky's the limit. There's so much we could do.
Oh yeah, and I want to get back to Jackbox games as well. So we can do Discord screen share.
That can't supplant Jay. That can't supplant jack off games. Okay, those come first.
No, we will be doing jack off games. But
those come first.
Here's a pretty good video, and it's really amazing. The artwork in this is phenomenal.
Okay, let's watch.
These are popular for people to buy?
Yeah.
And local people, Afghans? Very good. And you do them in bigger styles, or
No,
just always this size? These are popular for people.
That's so good.
If you want to get like authentic Afghani art rugs, honestly, this fucking thing slaps. Like if I was in Afghanistan, I would get this, frame it, and put it somewhere in the house, because this thing is fucking amazing. Or even like in the background of the studio.
Looks like we're going on a road trip, baby.
Let's do. Oh man, can you imagine?
That would be Afghanistan from here.
Oh, that would be.
That's very anti our people, because amazing. We could just hijack a plane and just fly it.
Tastes like pennies. Interesting.
Wait, what?
And then here's the second one. Let's see what happens.
Tastes like pennies. Interesting. I never ate.
You did?
No. Too scared.
Why?
I probably will at one point.
When?
I don't know.
Okay.
Why did you look at me like that?
I don't know. Whose are you gonna eat?
I don't know.
What? Me?
What are you talking about? What are you doing?
That's true, right? If you want to eat, if you're gonna eat,
can we just
one day?
Water?
It's supposed to be me, right? No? Okay. Someone else?
No.
Is that his girl?
I don't know, but go find yourself an Asian woman. You can see why, like, there has been an affinity I have for Asians.
Oh my God. Cold Beer 69 says ass doesn't taste like pennies. Otherwise, we Jews would be leading the charge. Oh God. Shit. That was good. That's a good way to end it there, Habibi. So
yes.
We actually didn't have a sponsor tonight. We kind of wish we did, so that we could completely bomb that read just like we did the last one, but there'll be plenty of opportunities. So in the meantime, go ahead, hit that like, that support, and join button, and follow us on all our socials, because if you thought this show was lit, wait until you go check out Jay and my Twitter accounts.
They're absolutely fucking banging. I mean, I'm not even gonna lie.
Dan from last night sends a video from Vivek Ramaswamy, but we're gonna play it next. We're gonna play on the next show, inshallah. So, but
yes.
Joshin says tonight's episode was sponsored by Carl Ferris.
And fellow Ohioans, make sure to go follow Carl over at Non the Wiser.
Non the Wiser.
And you guys can reminisce on like how amazing Ohio is, or some shit.
There was a great tweet or post I saw that said like it was a inclusivity T-shirt that said like trans people belong in Ohio, and the caption read something along the lines of this inclusivity. Why does this inclusive shirt feel like a threat? Trans people belong in Ohio.
Cold Beer 69. Whenever HBH has guests, Jason Suggs Diggs should interview them.
I agree.
Like in the whole hardness and stuff, or
I think
that would be great.
I mean, that would.
I think so too.
I think so too.
You know what, Batya, come on. I will go on full BDSM and interview you.
God, that was 2 months ago that we had her on. That's crazy.
I know. We should have her on again. Especially, she has some really good takes on the President Gay.
On President Gay, what about Senate staffer Gay?
Oh, honestly, we will ask her about that too.
We should.
Yes, and honestly, we should also have the other two Jews too.
Do you know how little that narrows it down?
No, I can't pronounce their names. Chalia and y'all. We should have those on. Those two. Chalia, isn't it Chalia? Is it Chalia or is it Shalia?
It's
Shalila.
Hialeah.
Hialeah. Ha is KH, Habibi, not CH. Chaya. I'm sorry. Chaya is KH. I know, I understand. But when you're speaking, when you're doing it in English, it's KH, like Khalid, Khalifa, Khalia, not Chalia. I'm sorry, I'm reading in English, so I'm gonna go Chalia. Next time I'll ask her how to pronounce her name properly.
Okay, you realize we're gonna have to clip this and send it to them, right?
Absolutely.
All right, Habibis. Well, you've been wonderful. Thank you so much for hanging with us tonight in the Locals live chat. Love seeing everybody. And Flapper says, if you don't have a sponsor, can Flapper write you ads? He is going to write us the raunchiest shit ever.
No, you can. Honestly, Flapper, you absolutely can. And I'm going to send you a 11-minute video.
Yep.
For end of the year for you to watch, and then I mean you can just clip in different kind of things into it. God. One thing I was thinking about was like clipping in some of those New York Post photoshops, and then just have those going in.
Yes. So again, thank you all so much for tuning in tonight, Habibis. For the Habibi Bros, I'm Siraj Hashmi.
I'm Jay Kobbe.
We'll see you next time on the Habibi Power Hour. Peace and mess on. Go fuck yourself, Ben. You're fired. Love you.